Hi guys, welcome back to another 1.19 Skyblock episode. Hopefully also now in better quality when it gets a little bit laggy client side, because I finally fixed the hardware issues with my video card that have been bothering me for about 2 years. The issue with my video card was basically that it was just in general always underperforming. When playing Minecraft, yeah, it's not really that demanding. It wasn't really that noticeable, but in general, I thought I should actually get better results in Minecraft as well. But it was most noticeable when playing CSGO, because there I only got 80 to 90 FPS. And considering I got a 2080 Ti and an i9 1900K, which when I got it like 3 years ago was really high end, I should at least get better results than 80 to 90 FPS. Also, my GPU usage was always at 100% when playing CSGO, getting those bad results. So I spent a lot of time already adjusting the CSGO settings, reading up on people having similar issues. They recommended to use older drivers, which I installed, didn't help, and yeah, tried a lot. Was actually already ready to take a day off from recording and playing Minecraft to just get a fresh install of Windows, because that also might help. I was even at the point that I considered buying a new computer already, which I wouldn't have done for another 2 or 3 years, maybe when the new 4000 series from Nvidia would have been released. But luckily, we finally found the flaw. So the series of events that actually led to finally finding the flaw was, started when my audio extension cable for my headphones broke. I guess I just rolled over it too often with the chair, and I was using the USB thing instead, plugged it in, and bumped into my computer while it was running, and then shut off. And after that, the performance got even worse. So in CSGO, all of a sudden, I had 50 to 60 FPS, which wasn't really fun to play anymore. I actually got to Global Elite, the highest rank, which is quite an achievement, but I just played way less in general. It wasn't fun anymore. I was frequently moaning about those issues in Discord to all kinds of people, but the one person that actually gave me the final clue what might be wrong was Purple Dragon Nuke. You might know him. He also has a YouTube channel about Redstone. I think the channel name is Purple RS now. I also put a link in the description. Good guy, fixed my hardware issues. So I was reporting about the GPU usage being at 100% and so on, and he was asking if there's any support for my video card. And I said no. And he already said, that might be an issue, because it might actually be sagging under its own weight and maybe slip out of the slot. And that was actually the problem. So all those years, my video card hasn't been plugged in correctly. So after pushing it back in and restarting computer, I immediately noticed it. Actually, CSGO feels like a completely different game now. It's like having a scalpel instead of a butter knife and playing. It's just so much more precise and really fun again. And yeah, super happy right now that those issues are fixed, and hopefully we're also getting a little bit better performance in lag situations when recording the videos. Yesterday I also more or less took a day off and was just AFK fishing in the Skyblock world, so we got more good stuff. Unfortunately, only one enchanted book. It has Unbreaking 3 and Frostwalker 2 though, so that might be useful. But I got a ton of enchanted bows all of a sudden, and also some fishing rods again. So if you check them out, I think this one could be quite useful actually. Power 4, Punch 2, and Mending on the bow. So that's pretty awesome. I think that's actually gonna be the bow I'm gonna use for now, especially because of the mending, of course. I actually prefer the mending over infinity because we have so many arrows anyway. The other bows were also pretty good. Like this one here, Power 4, Unbreaking 3, Flame, and Punch 2. Unfortunately, hardly any durability left. But if you could combine those two bows, you would have a really strong one immediately. So that anvil, yeah, it's 31 iron ingots. It's definitely something I want right now. The other bows, Punch 2, Unbreaking 3, Flame. Yeah, that's about it. I guess out of those, you could also make a decent one. Then the fishing rods, Unbreaking 3. It's okay, Luck of the Sea 2. Another Unbreaking 3, but there's also a Mending one here. Mending and Lure 3. So at least we got a second Mending fishing rod in case something happens. Actually, a third one here. This one only has Curse of Vanishing and Mending. Yep, could be quite useful. Alright, so much for the recap. Now let's continue with today's project. I want to make a fox farm because it's basically the main progression line. So just a reminder for the people that aren't aware. So some foxes can spawn with emeralds in their mouth. I can kill those foxes, get the emeralds once I have enough emeralds, and the right warning trader. I can buy oak or dark oak saplings. I can grow oak trees, get apples this way. Then I have 2 pigs already over there. I can take those carrots that I got from the zombies, the farmland, make more carrots, breed those pigs, have a lot of pigs at some point, then put the lightning rod next to those pigs, convert them into zombified piglins, kill those, get gold nuggets, which you can craft into gold ingots, combine those with the apples into golden apples, and then capture a zombie villager, use a witch that throws a weakness potion and the golden apple, and convert the zombie villager into villager. Need to do this with 2 villagers, and then I can have all the villager tech, like iron farm, and later, once you have the hero of the village effect, some of those villagers would give me a lava bucket. So that's the way how to progress in general, but now let's start with the fox farm. The simplest thing we can do to reduce the amount of different mobs that can spawn in this biome is actually replacing the grass blocks with snow blocks. So there's a new mechanic. Oh, the wolves hunting the poor fox. This was a new mechanic that was added in 1.18, I think, before mobs couldn't spawn on snow. Let's get rid of the mobs again. As you can see here, only certain mobs can spawn on this. So only wolves, rabbits, and foxes. Sheep, pig, cow, and chicken can't spawn on this. So yeah, now we already reduced the amount of different mobs can spawn. But of course, foxes and wolves spawning at the same time is a little bit of an issue. So ideally, we also want to prevent that. So there is a way to prevent the wolves from spawning, and that's actually using top trapdoors here. Because the wolves are too large for this, so they would collide here with the collision box of the trapdoor, so therefore they can't spawn. So the only type of mobs that can spawn now would be the foxes, and unfortunately also the rabbits, because they also fit under there. Having trapdoors here at the top also unfortunately limits our options, what we can do in order to deal with the passive mobs. So we couldn't just flush the mobs anymore, because, well, there's the trapdoors in the way. But there's actually a trick to lure the foxes out using a chicken. So they have a surprisingly high tracking range, and we could trap the foxes this way by abusing their pathfinding behavior. But there's still one issue. Rabbits could get in the way of such a design. Oh, I'm trying to spawn one. It's kind of convenient that the foxes actually also try to attack the rabbits, as we can see here. So the rabbit population usually should be cut down by the foxes already. But unfortunately, we could get in a situation where we have 10 rabbits spawning, and of course those wouldn't track the chickens, and then no other fox could spawn anymore to cut down on the rabbit population. So this design still has this issue. About a week ago, my friend Stromne also contacted me and told me he has a working fox farm design already that uses a really cool trick. So he checked the code and told me that foxes can spawn on snow layers regardless of the block below, and wolves and rabbits can't. So this is of course super useful. As you can see, we got all of those foxes spawning. I'm just gonna get rid of them and do a quick tick swap, so you can see them spawn again. As you can see, only foxes spawn here. So this is definitely something we want to use. I haven't actually checked yet if we require full blocks below, or if we could actually also use slabs. So it does work with the top slabs. That's really convenient. We can save on materials this way. Okay, so let's check out the fox farm that Stromne made. By the way, he also released a video about this. You can find a link in the description. Right, so we got the fox spawning here in a certain radius around the chicken, where they would still pathfind and track towards the chicken. As you can see here, it would run over there, then get caught here in the water stream. So unfortunately for the adult foxes, they can't fit through the gap here and will drown. This wouldn't help with the baby foxes though, that can fit through the gap. So we need to deal with those baby foxes in a different way. By the way, the baby foxes can also spawn with emeralds in their mouth. So what happens to those guys is there you go, they will also pathfind in there, make it into the water stream, and then get flushed towards the middle, where we got a hungry wolf sitting that would attack the foxes. There we go. So eventually those would be taken out. Then everything, including the items from the parents, are flushed towards the middle, where we have one single hopper. There's a bit of a downside using that wolf. It's not really that fast. If there's multiple incoming, can only track one target. And the wolf also counts towards the mob cap. Right now, I can't really rename him. But maybe try to put him into a minecart. The boat wouldn't fit in there. On the other hand, the boat is expensive, so one slot out of the 10 the passive mobs is taken up by the wolf, unless I could rename him somehow. But we can also, at some point, rather soon, actually replace the wolf with powder snow. So we're gonna AFK here in this biome anyway. So this is actually a snowy taiga biome, which has the advantage that once it snows, yeah, well, we don't have to place the snow layers ourselves. They would just, yeah, be created there. And then I could just AFK here, take my 2 cauldrons that I have with me, and then eventually we just replace the wolf here in the middle with a powder snow block, and all the baby foxes would die in there. And then all the drops would land in his chest here. So I've been running the farm already for quite some time. Those are all the drops you can get from the foxes, like rabbit's foot, wheat, and eggs, leather. We're mostly after the emerald. Sweet berries, by the way, is a modded feature. So in order to get sweet berries in the Skyblock world, the mod also added a feature that some foxes can spawn with sweet berries in their mouth. So I also now replaced the full blocks with the top slabs. And I ran it a little bit because I was worried maybe the pathfinding or something like that wouldn't work properly anymore with slabs, but it seems like it's fine. The fox is still, pathfind towards the chicken, so all good. Right, so there's still one downside of this farm. It wouldn't work at nighttime because passive mobs can only spawn, if you may go further away. Now it's nighttime because passive mobs can't spawn in low light level conditions. Not entirely sure. I think the threshold was light level 9. This is right now peaceful. Of course, we also get a lot of mobs spawning at nighttime with this setup. But we could maybe try to prevent both the hostile mob spawning, which is kind of inconvenient, and also enable fox spawning at nighttime, in case we don't want to have some clicking script set up where the player sleeps through the night all the time, by adding a couple light sources. That's something Stromne hasn't added to the farm, but we can try that. So I was experimenting a little bit. Seems like the lowest we can place the sea lanterns is 5 blocks above the slabs. And this would still enable fox spawning even at nighttime. Let's maybe get rid of foxes, do a quick tip swap to show this. There we go. So this still works. If the sea lantern is one higher, then light level isn't sufficient anymore. Now we need to find out what's the lowest we can actually place them without the snow melting. And I think we already have our answer. So this would be like the only acceptable layer for, the snow blocks not melting, but foxes still spawning. I was afraid of this. I was hoping we could maybe just have a sea lantern in such a pattern, still have a sufficient light level, but it's definitely not the case. Because this way we ruin our height map. If we have a full solid roof on top, the mob spawning, of course, you're gonna build this as low as possible in the world. Instead of being concentrated between 2 layers, it's now spread between, I think it's like 7 layers, so the rates of the mob spawning would be greatly reduced. So this is unfortunately not an option. Believe it or not, fox spawning is even weirder than all of that. There's actually one more trick that people pointed out to me in the comments already, and I also got some messages on Discord. Foxes actually also spawn on top of snow blocks with buttons on top, but wolves and rabbits don't. Don't ask me why, just the way it is. So this could actually also be a way to make it work, but it would be a bit more expensive. I would need probably like 10 stacks of logs just for the buttons alone. But we could have a fox farm where we have like sea lanterns in between. The buttons also prevent any hostile mob spawning, which would be quite convenient. And then we would have a farm that also works at night. So this would be, I guess, the perfect fox farm. There's just a downside. Snow blocks currently would require a ton of shoveling. Buttons are quite expensive, so I'm not sure if I should go for this or just use the farm that Stromne made, the snow layers, because it's really convenient. Basically, I only need to get the slabs, place them down, wait for snow to fall, and then we're basically set. So this seems right now like the more attractive version. So this farm would, by the way, produce like 3 emeralds per hour, and I think if we would use this button design, the sea lanterns in between or glowstone blocks, we could get a bit over 5 emeralds per hour. with the same basic layout. Currently, I mean, what we're really after is just this one oak sapling and maybe a couple other things from the Wandering Trader. Once we have villagers, of course, we could even start a raid and get all of the villagers dropping emeralds. We kind of don't need like the perfect fox farm really right now. I feel like if we just AFK this for long enough, we can get all the emeralds we need to buy enough stuff from the Wandering Trader, and then later we're gonna have the villagers. So I think I'm just gonna build this one here with the snow layers, although it has the issue it doesn't work at night, or we just actually make this AFK setup with the beds. That would actually also solve our issues. We would just need a clicking script and align the player after sleeping the right way, so he jumps into the bed at nighttime again. I think that might be like the least effort version. Alright, time to build this in survival. So I already checked, the closest snowy taiga biome is at minus 2200, 1600. So roughly going diagonal this way. So that's gonna require roughly like 4000 slabs. Good, we have the prismarine blocks now, we can use those. And of course, this time I'm actually gonna bridge diagonal so we can run back a little bit quicker. Alright, on the bottom right, you can also see the material list for the actual farm. So also 2400 slabs are required. Yeah, I chose a couple dark prismarine and prismarine brick slabs as well. 28 trapdoors, and then optional for later, the powder snow bucket. And I think I'm actually gonna get that one hopper from the jungle fish farm. So I don't need to farm more iron right now. Okay, now I actually regret building the fish farm as low as possible, because now we can't make a platform under the hopper to pick it up safely. I think maybe we have to completely remove this real quick. So I'm actually worried that the water would flush away the items. So double slab, remove the water. Let's see if we can get there. So that's as good as it gets. I could maybe make a trapdoor instead to be even lower to pick up the hopper, but I'm fairly certain we can pick it up. Come on. Oh. Yeah, as close to the edge as possible. Okay, we got it. I just came back from my trip to the garden farm. AFK'd there actually a little bit, so I can get enough shards to craft some dark prismarine and also a lot of prismarine bricks. So I filled up the donkey's inventory and mine blocks. Now I'm ready to bridge out. Right, so let's say we just start right here, I guess, with the diagonal bridging. Not sure if I can nicely do that. Yeah, I guess this would work. Yep. Then later, yeah, we can nicely walk on this. Alright. I almost finished the diagonal bridging. It's only like 30 blocks to go in each direction there, and then a right turn and like 750 blocks towards negative X, but I ran out of building blocks. So the logs definitely would have the advantage. You'd have the 1 to 4 plank conversion with the logs and can just bring way more building blocks with you. But it's just a bit more convenient, I think, to get the prismarine now. Alright, so just have to, I guess, run back once, and then we can bring enough to get all the way to the snowy taiga biome. Oh boy, finally arrived at the destination coordinates. So I placed down my materials that I brought with me. Time to head back once more, and then also bring the donkey that I can tie down here. Okay, I finally made it back. I actually had to AFK a little bit to get more prismarine shards, but hopefully I didn't forget anything. So I definitely also brought eggs for the chicken we'll need, some wood to craft boats. Yeah, the only thing I don't have right now would be that wolf we need for the middle of the farm. Alright, I guess I'll just start building now. One more thing before I start, I'm gonna place down 2 cauldrons to get powder snow. Alright, farm has been built, chicken and water is in place. Now we need to wait for snow to fall, for foxes to spawn, and we still need to get a wolf in the middle. But I've been thinking there's actually an alternative. Yeah, snow should actually fall pretty soon, because like the last hour it hasn't snowed, and the longer it doesn't rain or snow, the more likely it will become. Alright, I'm gonna go to free camp real quick and show you what we actually need the wolf for. So the adult foxes are drowned in here, and then the items are flushed towards the middle. With the slab, there's a 0.5 meter, 50 centimeter gap, and the baby foxes can fit through because they're 0.35 centimeters high. I was thinking we could actually replace the slab here with a top trapdoor, which is roughly 18 centimeters high, and replace the full block there with a wall that we can also waterlock. So in case any item would land on the side here, because it's still in a waterlock block, it would also get elevated. So with a 18 centimeter gap at the top, and then the 50 centimeter high wall, you can use a prismarine wall, there's only a 32 centimeter gap, which the baby fox wouldn't fit through. Oh, we got some mobs spawning. They're already tracking me. Okay, we can get to bed. Good that I actually got rid of the bridge there. Okay, now we get some zombies burning. I also made myself a little hidey hole for the AFKing there, so no skeleton can shoot at me for later. Yeah, anyway, so if you maybe replace the slab setup there with the wall and trapdoor setup, I definitely have enough trapdoors here. I can also craft a prismarine. Why? Why would he do this? Did he just shoot at the donkey? It happened so fast, I didn't even see what was going on. Poor donkey. Alright, so I guess we have to actually also make a little hidey hole for the donkey. What the hell? Right, so anyway, I'm gonna wait for the mobs to despawn or just walk away real quick. And then we can replace the setup. And then technically everything should drown. We don't need a wolf, sorry, or powder snow at all. We're just having a little issue here. So the water source obviously wants to flow down. We have another waterlocked block here. I think I actually need to take out the water again and put it back in. Can probably just deposit it here real quick. Then we let the water flow. Okay. What do we have? Oh yeah, let's just put it back in, of course. I just have one water, so it's too much. Right, put that up again, and everything's flushed to the middle. We quickly go on free cam. Would actually be kinda convenient. Flush the items to the side somehow, so it would be easier to pick up. Might be a pain to get there to actually get the items, but it's gonna be so little items. Yeah, I can just bridge over from there. Okay, so it's fine. Okay, then everything should be flushed to the middle, but I'm gonna try that. Let's see what happens. Oh, would need to get in there and send an item up. Okay, let me try that. Just make sure to not... Oh yeah. Not disturb the water stream now. Can we jump this? Okay, how do I get out here? Yeah, okay, it worked. Okay, let's throw an item in. Let's see if it goes up. Okay, as it should. Floats, 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 and makes its way to the middle. Alright, I'm pretty sure this should work. Okay, then let's get rid of those scaffolding blocks. Still haven't made any actual scaffolding. Should really do that now. Now they have bamboo and string. Okay, then we can wait again. I also built now a donkey garage, so the donkey is safe. Oh, I also just remembered the same rules for hostile mob spawning also apply for passive mob spawning. So I need to be at least 24 blocks away from this, and that's definitely not the case here. So I need to go a couple blocks further out and hide there. Alright, so everything should be in place. I can hide over here. Right, so the only thing that it should do is let it snow, let it... Oh my god! That was such a coincidence! Awesome. Worked right away. Awesome. I guess sometimes I have dream luck after all. Okay, the first foxes just spawned. We're pathfinding immediately. Yeah, so they're even holding items. The guy has some sweet berries. Nice, so this is the modded feature I was talking about. The guy has some weed in his mouth. Yeah, so we're gonna get all of those items. I think on the other side, there's also one more. There we go. And now we also have sweet berries. Those might even be useful. I think any mob walking through them could be damaged. So far we didn't have any damaging blocks like magma blocks, wither rows, and so on. This is like the first one that we have available now. Okay, there we go. There was also a baby fox, which can't fit through the 32 centimeter gap. Too bad if you're 35 centimeters high. Alright, now we also have some snow in the cauldron, first level, just need 2 more, that's definitely gonna take a while. But sometimes you actually can get lucky and fill a whole cauldron, yeah, during one snowfall. And there we go, hostile mob spawning. Yeah, that's something you might maybe want to look into, either a mob switch, or we actually could also try to work on that bed setup, so we can skip all the nights. Then maybe one more thing that I thought, I think I mentioned that once already, it would be super cool if there would be snow bottles, like water bottles in a game as well. It was so nice when I could take out one level of water with the glass bottles and save it up for later. I'm sure there would also be a cool crafting recipe you can do with a bottle of snow. So that would be really nice if you had that. Obviously, I'm not gonna sleep right now to skip the night because it would actually still end the snowfall. So I'm gonna wait it out. Yeah, but apart from that, there's not much else I can do. I was just thinking, Enderman can't really pick up anything important here. So we should be fine. Wolves also can't spawn. They would interfere the skeletons somehow. That could maybe shoot at the creepers, so that wouldn't be the case. Yeah, I think we're pretty safe here. There's actually one more disadvantage of having hostile mobs. So I was wondering why there's a rabbit's foot actually on the ground earlier. And I think I know what happens. In the morning, the zombies and skeletons burn. They drop rotten flesh and bones and arrows. And sometimes the foxes holding an item would drop their item, pick up the mob drops, and, well, we lose items this way. So it could also happen with an emerald, I would assume. So it might really be a good idea to have a mob switch for this. Of course, the version out of snow blocks with buttons on top would also deal with that issue and even work at night, so this would still be better. But well, now we have this, we could maybe improve it with the mob switch a little bit. Doubt it's gonna make a big difference though. Alright, so before we end the episode, time for one update on the AFK progress. I actually got 2 buckets of powder snow out of the cauldrons and I placed them down here so the cauldrons can fill up again. Okay, now let's try to bridge over to farm and check on the chest. I think I was AFK for maybe roughly 4 hours. Yeah. Low durability actually in the pickaxe. Break everything again. See? Okay, there we go. Some building materials, but 62 sweet berries. Oh, that's actually quite a lot. I think those sweet berries will basically also reduce the rates of the other items, but we got 5 emeralds. That's pretty decent. Then a lot of leather, wheat, all those eggs, of course. Oh, rabbit hide, rabbit's foot. That's nice for brewing, I guess. Feathers. And those are actually the mob drops here, I think, that the zombies or skeletons on dropped and the foxes picked up. Okay, raw chicken? Could have been a chicken jockey that spawned, maybe. Yeah, that might actually be it. Some chicken jockey got attacked by the foxes. Okay, so we got 5 emeralds. That's actually exactly the amount we need to buy 1 sapling. So I'm definitely gonna AFK this a bit more. So we could actually buy, for example, now if we get a jungle sapling next, I would definitely buy it. So yeah, we have enough currency to also buy additional items. So if we get a sugarcane item or something like that, or a cactus, we should definitely be equipped for that. So definitely more AFKing is required here. Okay, let's break the bridges again. And I also realized that having the donkey here is not that great. The horse is also inside of the spawn chunk, so we always have 2 passive mobs, the donkey and the horse. I should probably also either put them in. Oh, minecart would be kind of expensive. What would they don't fit in there? Yeah, I should definitely invest in that anvil. So I guess zombie reinforcement for them soon. As I said, also there's the plan to build a slime farm and maybe a spider farm. So there's a couple of things we can do soon. Mob switch. It's also tempting with the ones. So there's definitely enough material for the next couple episodes. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks guys for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.